Hey, what is up guys, MKBHD here, and this is the new Google Pixel phone, or two phones, the Pixel and the Pixel XL. They're picking up where Nexus left off with this whole stock Android experience thing and showcasing the absolute latest of what's good with Android. So while Nexus phones were Google working with manufacturers like HTC and LG and Huawei to make the phone, Pixel here is the first phone made entirely by Google inside and out, top to bottom, the whole thing. So what we're getting is a mostly unibody aluminum phone here with some chamfer action all the way around the sides and an overall pretty round, pretty familiar shape. An antenna line goes across the bottom of the back, and you have the G logo, the Google logo now at the bottom, replacing the Nexus, RIP Nexus. And then you have the top half of the back with this glass panel around the fingerprint reader. So it's a pretty interesting dual tone look, dual texture look. I might have to let it grow on me for a little bit, but wireless charging wasn't mentioned at all at the event, so I'm not sure if this has any utility, but just a different look. And up front is the AMOLED display, which looks great. And on the white version of the phone, above the display, you can see some cluster of sensors, although the black version of the phone I think definitely hides this a lot better, as you'd expect. And I think I like the overall look of the black phone a little bit better anyway, it's kind of my thing. And I can't seriously be the first one to mention that chin. Wow, like is it really necessary to keep the phone symmetrical? I actually liked the Nexus 6 look of having a smaller chin because it's not necessary to have a big chin. The fingerprint reader is on the back, the home and navigation buttons are on the screen, so I would have loved to have seen a smaller chin up here, but oh well. So the only difference between the Pixel and Pixel XL is the size, the display size up front, and the battery size. The 5.5-inch display of the XL and the 5-inch display of the Pixel. Everything else, the specs, the camera, everything else is identical. So speaking of specs, this is shaping up to be possibly the fastest phone ever. Again, it's rocking a Snapdragon 821 chip, so it's the first phone to do that. 4 gigabytes of RAM and 32 or 128 gigabytes of storage. It has USB Type-C at the bottom where the speakers are, as you can see, and quick charging claims to get 7 hours of charge in 15 minutes. Oh, and don't worry, it still does have a headphone jack. Feels crazy every time I have to say that, but it's true. It's still up here at the top. And the camera on the back claims to be the best on any smartphone by their pre-production DxOMark ranking. Now, I can't even keep track of how many smartphones have claimed that anymore, but it is promising. It's a 12 megapixel camera with a really big sensor, so 1.55 micron pixels, which are some of the biggest I've seen in a while. It's basically ultra pixels at this point. F2.0 aperture, 4K video, and that LED flash. And with the software optimization, they're saying there's basically zero shutter lag, so you can take photos super quickly. So that's definitely something I got to test more when I get it. The few photos I did take in this environment, they look decent, but this is like the worst lighting possible, so I'll have to get out and test that for the full review for sure. And yeah, this is all launching with Android 7.1 on board. So it looks like it'll be the first and only phone right out the box to get that. And playing with it, I found it pretty nice. Now the round icons and the couple new UI tweaks, I can get used to that. I mean, at least all the icons are the same size now. But the rest of Android 7.1 is a bunch of new features and little additions to 7.0. The main one of those being the Google Assistant. Now, Google Assistant isn't new. It was in Google's Allo app. You can use that already. But now they've built it into the OS itself. So it's replacing what was essentially Google Now on tap, where that used to be. So now anywhere in any app, on any screen, you can long press the home button to get the little pop-up for Google Assistant. And for there, you can ask it a question, you can ask it about people, places, things, ask it to remind you something, or start playing music, Chromecast, whatever. It's your assistant. It does all that stuff. Now, you can still get the Google Now on tap features by swiping, so if you still want that awesome screen recognition stuff, you can long press on the screen and swipe up, and you'll have the Now on tap features. But yeah, the assistant and all its machine learning awesomeness is a major new feature, a major point for Android 7.1. And the rest of the things I noticed were pretty little. Like in the settings, there's a new tab over to the right called Support, where you have direct links to calling or video chatting with tech support. The new home button animation, you saw it when I long pressed it, but there's this new fancy animation every time you regular press home, and it's quick, but it's nice. You can't really miss it. And this new animated lock screen thing, check this out. Look at the canyon picture when I unlock it. See it moving? Like, that's crazy. That has to be new, right? Or at least the images built in for the support are super good looking now. But anyway, that's what's good. The first impressions for me right off the bat with the Pixel phone and with the Pixel launcher are a bit of a mixed bag for sure. Of the three new colors, I would say the black one is my favorite, not a surprise. But not gonna lie, that blue is actually pretty good looking in certain light. but you're going to want to love it to spend that premium price that this phone is going to come in at. It's starting at $649 unlocked, which makes sense for the build you're getting and the specs you're getting, but you're going to have to really like it. So I'm hoping to get my hands on this and the Daydream View headset later this year, and Google Home and Chromecast Ultra and everything they announced. But in the meantime, let me know what you think of Pixel and Pixel XL. Is this your next phone? Is this enough to convince you to spend your money? I think the full review will be a lot of fun, so definitely subscribe for that, and be sure to share this video, your one-stop shop for all information, all things Pixel, until it comes out anyway. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.